Well, I reckon they should enter that in as a display at the next year's Chelsea Flower Show. Anyway, here we are, Sowerby Bridge again, on a grey, overcast day. Of all the trips that we've made to the canals, Hebden Bridge, Tobberden, Littleborough, it's always been overcast and grey. We've never had the sunshine. However, we soldier on. Right, Canada geese and some little mallards. Now, the difference between ducks and geese apparently lies in the amount of bones in the neck. Well, I don't know anything about that. I'm just thinking there's a nice little brood here having a kip. They must have had a bad night because we're fairly early in the morning here. So they're having a little siesta. And this is the Canal Basin at Sowerby Bridge. And when I was a little lad, we used to see things like this working for real. And with horses pulling the barges and also pulling the carts in and out. Now that's a salt warehouse, and of course where there's a lot of dyeing in the woolen industry, cotton industry, they need loads of salt to fix the dyes. So the warehouses are still there, obviously been converted, and they look absolutely splendid. And the canal itself is superb. The amount of money that must have been invested in those canal barges, well, holiday boats, must be enormous. But I must admit, they are absolutely pristine. They're absolutely clean, and they're serviced and they're well looked after. Now, this is an interesting building because that window, those Corinthian columns, how has it become that? It's the only window on that side of the building. Was that a former warehouse opening to hoist goods through to? I don't know. If anybody knows, leave us a comment. Don't be shy, nobody's going to shout at you. And here's another warehouse, number 4 warehouse. So they have quite a lot of buildings here. And now we're in the repair yards. And that is a typical narrowboat, as against this, which is a shallow, wide, fat boat. Now, is that Dutch? No idea. If you know, leave me a comment. Nobody's going to bite you. Typical narrowboat. And look how serene this is passing. So smooth, so peaceful, so quiet. What a way to go through life. Now, looking at that, I can see the value of a canal boat. But it's when you come to like multi-locks, that's when I give up. I wouldn't be able to do it. And there's 1 or 2 more boats lying at various stages of restoration. And be careful if you walk round here at Sowerby Bridge, the Canal Wharf, because it'll be littered with little bits and pieces, ropes and mooring rings and things like that. Easily trip and finish up in the canal. And isn't that swan graceful? I bet the feet are going like the clappers underneath, but they just look the part, don't they? Yeah. And this boat here gives access to a wonderful view. I think this is absolutely delightful. Alright, it's a metal bridge with girders on top, but just look at that picture. This is Sowerby Bridge. Never knew that all this existed, and years we've gone past here to Halifax, we've gone past here to go to Hebden Bridge, and we not once did we realise that they had things like this. And there's an old van of my youth, well, as a lad anyway, the Morris 1000. Well, that's the end of the video. We'll watch these two in the canoe, and then we'll say bye-bye. Thank you very much for now.